And this should be my third or fourth video. Okay, I think it's the third video, so please just keep on following the videos. You're gonna get the hang of it. So in this video, I just want to quickly highlight something. In this video, I'm still using FTX to trade, and I want to show you how you can just enter a trade, because a lot of you don't know how to enter a trade. So I'm going to wipe all these things you see here. I'm going to wipe them out and start all over again, so that you get what we're talking about. I'm going to remove all the drawings. Now you see that this is BTC perpetual on FTX. You can see the candlesticks. You can see that BTC is around 18,678. We're on a 15 minutes candle chart. So the first thing you need to do sometimes is to just zoom out. You have a panoramic view of what is going on. So you zoom out on your daily to the daily chart to see what is going on. So once you zoom out, you need to take a look at the big picture. What's really going on the day candle? You need to check 1 week. What's really going on the weekly candle? You can see market structure. So the first thing we want to look at here is market structure. You can see it's an upward trend. It's an upward trend from all the way from 3,000 in April up until now. So you generally can see Bitcoin is in an upward trend. So now you come back to let's say 15 minutes candle or 1 hour. You need to look at the market structure. What's the market saying in the 1 hour candle? Now you can see that we have an upward trend also, although the market is ranging a little bit. Then it jumped up here and ranging here. So the first thing we want to do now is to let's write it out. First we want to look at is market structure. You take a look at your market structure before you place a trade. So we have detected our market structure, which is an uptrend, so you leave it. So the second thing we want to look at is angle of value. So we want to try to justify where we're going to place a trade. Okay, are we going to place a trade where we have our support or resistance? For instance, now I'm going to draw my resistance line here. I can see a resistance line. I'm switching to the 15 minutes candle now. You can see that the price action hit 18,974. It's attempting to hit it here again. It's attempted to hit it here. So I'll just draw my resistance line here. Make it touch these 2 points. This is regarded as a fake breakout because it didn't go beyond that. It came back down. So you can see another attempt here at this point. So now it's going to attempt it again. So that is a resistance because it is resisting the price from going up. Now you can see that this is a breakout from a previous resistance. This is regarded as a breakout. So what I do here is to draw my support line. This is now serving as a new price support. So what we are doing is price action trading. Now we are looking at our angle of value so that we'll be able to place our entry and exit trade. So within these 2 points now, we've been able to detect that okay, Bitcoin is ranging between these two areas. So you look at how you can enter your trade from here. Now this is what you're going to do. You can see that just 15 minutes ago Bitcoin price touched 18,576 and it's going back up here again. It's going to touch this resistance here again, and if possible it can even break out. And once it breaks out, you need to be ready, but I'll show you what you're going to do. Now there are 2 options that can happen here. The first is that you can either have a breakout or a bullish breakout or a bearish breakout. So the price came down here and it's going to go back up again. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to enter from this zone and exit in this zone, and if possible it can also go beyond this zone. So we are on the 15 minutes chart, remember, and you can also trade the 15-minute chart. You can see the trend here. It's ranging between 18535 and 18966. So it's possible that we can also have a bearish breakout, that the price is going to drop below this support line. If the price breaks this support line, that means that BTC is going to drop. So how do you know if this is going to if it's going to be a bearish line? You can see that this is a breakout and this was a previous resistance. So it means that if BTC drops below this level, so you have to draw the level so that you know that you are going to place a valid trade, not some trade based on hope or anything. You are doing this based on strategy. So you extend this line here because this was a previous resistance. Then BTC broke through and started ranging again, so it can also come down back to this range here. So you know that once BTC, maybe you can see this long wick here, so the price actually fell through and the buyers pushed it back up, and it's closed in a green candle. Your candle might be different from this one is just customized for me. So if BTC, your trade becomes invalidated once BTC breaks this line. So it means that once BTC breaks this line, it's going down, it's going way down, maybe back to this point, back to this range. So it doesn't have to be the specific price, it could be a particular range. So you have to be careful. It can come down to this range, within this range, so a BTC can fall to this zone. So now what we are doing here is to prepare for any case every case scenario. So if BTC falls, you know that if BTC falls below this level, you short it. So you sell here and buy here to make profit, or you can sell at this point to buy back at this point. But it can also come here, retest this support, and also bounce back to this place. So right now you can see it bounced back here. There's a reversal here, and it's most likely going to go to test this resistance. So if it breaks this resistance now, it's going to, if you want to know if it's going to break the resistance, you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared in the sense that you can also say, okay, if BTC passes this place, I'm going to long from here. Long means buy from there, you understand? So these are just the basics of entering trades and exiting trades. So your own chart might be different from this. Now if you want to long, you can use this tool called, although it's not always necessary, but if you know what you're doing, you don't need it to draw it out. You just need to place in the trades. You go to this one and put, say, long position. So I can decide to long from here to check out my profit target. So the green is the profit and target, while the red rather, is the stop loss zone. So I want to cut my losses. So I'll say this is the profit zone I'm looking at. So this becomes my entry point. This becomes my exit point where I'm taking my profit. So once BTC breaks this zone, once BTC breaks, I know that the trade becomes invalidated, but that is even too far for me. Once BTC is coming to this angle, I want to exit. I don't really care if it's going to come back, but what I'm all about is capital preservation. And remember, you have a 2.91 risk reward ratio, so I want to make it 3. So it means that I'm risking this particular amount to make 272. Okay, I'm risking $90 to make $272. You understand? So that is times 3. So that is my risk reward ratio. So what I'm trying to do here is to increase my reward and reduce my risk. You remember, that is the goal. So it's a very, very tight stop loss. I can try to bring it here, which will that means I'll be risking $149 to make 281. It's still too small, but I just want to reduce my risk here. Let me risk about something else. So once you're executing the trade on either Binance or FTX, it doesn't have to be this particular prices. I'm just trying to show you how to enter a trade and how to exit a trade. Yeah, there's no rush in trading. Gradually you just keep on getting, and the best way to learn trading is to actually start trading. So remember, I want to enter from here and go back from here because it's most likely retesting. It has retested this support and it's going back up. Now this is for longing, for buying. You can now draw another one for shorting. If BTC passes this zone, you can decide to short and calculate your profit. So we are going to click the short position. We are going to draw our short diagram here. So we'll know that, okay, if BTC drops below this zone, I want to short it. I can decide to short Bitcoin from this place, and take my target, take my profit between this zone. So you can see this is what trading is all about. You understand, basically. Now this is a short one. You can see, so if the price is pushing back up to this zone, I want to exit because that means that it might be going back up again. So but if it drops below this level, I want to short it. So this is a risk reward ratio of 2.88. I can decide to make it 3. So that I know that for every 1 naira I'm spending, I'm making 3 naira. So I can decide to take my stuff here. It can even go further down, but let's just say within this range, half of this range. So uh, that's what I'm looking at. So the BTC must not have to fulfill all these conditions for you to take profit. You can take profit here, you can take profit here, you can take profit here, depending on how much you're willing to risk. So this is how we look at the market. Now I'm going to give you that formula again that you're going to use to you remember we raised everything, we dropped here. So we're going to put back that formula that we're using earlier. So remember the market structure. Look at the market structure. We've seen that Bitcoin is in an uptrend. A good uptrend. Now even within this uptrend, you can still look at Bitcoin and say, okay, this is a minimal downtrend. Let me carry my trend line. You can use this one to draw trend line. This is like a trend line because it's a temporal downtrend. Is what you call higher lows, because Bitcoin is going higher but it's having a higher lows. Then when it goes up, you have a higher high. So what you do here is that you can say, okay, for this trend line I'm drawing now, I want to you can see it hit there, it comes there. You just make the trend line to touch the wicks. It doesn't have to be perfectly drawn every time. So what you're trying to look for is you're looking for a breakout that would come out of this zone and come back up here. So once you have this, now was a fake breakout because it was pushed back down. Okay, let us put our trend line with the highest wick here. I wanted to make it touch at least the 3. Okay, let's say so you can see it's touching our trend line. This one broke out and came back. It broke out a little and came back. You can have one that can actually now break out fully. It can break out fully here, and if it's breaking out to this level, above this level, you should know that it's going back up. So you can even long from here for this point, for instance. And now you can long from this point, from instance, again, and still take your profit, and it can even break out again. So this is trading with price action. You've not started using moving averages and all of that, so we'll look into that in subsequent videos. So for instance, now in this particular trade that I'm in now, okay, I'm in a trade now. You can see a profit of $35. It was $90 before, but it's reducing because the market is actually dropping. Can you see? This is okay. That's actually Ethereum. So let me open it. So yeah. So now you can see that my stop loss is around here. I entered the trade around here. It's currently ranging. It's ranging, going up and down. So each time it goes up, when it was here, my profit was about $90, but I'm expecting much more profit. You can see it's going back up again. It's about 30% up based on the leverage I'm using. So here, if Bitcoin drops to this level, I'm going to lose some money. So what do I do here? My entry point is break even is 5. I entered it at this price 534.348.87, and the price is currently 539. So in order to make this trade totally risk free, I move my stop loss to my break even. It's called move SL to BE. So I just check my break even price 534.87. I move my sell stop. So that means that this trade has become risk free because I am now risking $0 to make that $90 or whatever price it gets to at the end of the day. So I put in my break even price 534.87. I know some of you might not be too familiar with FTX, so I'll send the link to register on FTX. So this trade is now risk free. I have nothing to lose in this trade because my entry point is the same thing as my sell stop. So even if the price comes back down and it's exit the market, that means no profit, no loss. So no profit, no loss is the worst case scenario in this trade. Now you can see I'm in 56%. So even if it goes to $500, I'm risking zero. So it's possible that it can come back down and break this support. So that's a little bit of trade. So I'll just leave it there, expecting that it to break this resistance again and go up. So let's go back to our trading view chart. This is a trading view chart. You can see all the analysis. Let me clear some of them so that it's not too busy. So now I'm going to place a trade. I'm going to place a trade to enter BTC based on the analysis we did. Most importantly, before I end this video, I want you to know this formula. So our angle of value is around what? We're looking at an angle of value around 18,543, placing a long at 18,543 and exiting at 18,840. So angle of value is 18,540. By the time you start trading, you don't need to write all this down. You just know it automatically. So I'm just writing it down for the purpose of teaching. 838. So that's our angle of value. That is where we want to place our trade. So you need to look at, okay, entry trigger. What are the factors that will trigger my entry? What's going to trigger my entry for this particular trade? What am I looking at? Remember, we have resistance, we have a support. So what's going to be my trigger? It's going to be this support. When this price hits this support, you can see here that it's breaking out this trend line nicely. It's breaking out nicely. So you need to be patient to know if there's going to be a pullback, because it might still go down further here and come back again. So you need to be patient. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry at all. Even if you buy long now, it might still come down again before it hits your stop loss and still push up again. So you're still safe, but I will just wait a little for it to pass around this level before I try to long again. So if I long with a higher leverage, I can still make more money with it. So it's all about making small pieces, small pieces, taking bits and pieces of the cake rather than waiting for huge gains and stuff like that. So now you can see this trade I'm prepared. So what's my entry trigger? Once the price hits this zone, once the price hits this zone between 18,558 to 18,700, so that's my entry trigger. Because why? We have a support here. You can see price came down here, it got rejected and went back again up. The buyers pushed it back up. This is the fourth time the buyers are pushing it back up, so it has become a support zone. That's why I call it support zone. And you can see here you have a resistance zone. So my entry trigger is going to be either the support or resistance. So if I want to short, I'll be using the resistance as my entry trigger, and if I want to long, I'll be using the support as my entry trigger, so resistance and support at those prices above. So it allows you to be strategic in your trade. So what's my exit if things go wrong, if trade is wrong? What will be my where do I exit the trade if my entry is wrong? If the price comes down all the way here and start from here. Remember I said if it passes this zone, you should consider it invalidated. Your trade becomes invalid. So at this point, I exit the market straight. You don't need to wait. Just exit the market and preserve your capital. So remember, exit if trade is wrong. Price hits once price breaks support clearly, that means BTC is just going to go down again until it comes back up. So this can help me with my trade setup. So remember, we say market structure, BTC is an uptrend, but within this uptrend we have a little downtrend that we're waiting for this breakout. We have an angle of value where we want to enter this trade around here and exit here to make maybe a couple of dollars. Entry trigger, what is triggering my entry here is this support, and this is resistance as well. Then exit if the trade falls, breaks this support and comes down to this point, I short the market because my long entry is not going to be valid anymore. So I hope this makes sense. So watch out for the next video again. Thank you very much, guys. God bless you.